Hey everyone and welcome back, and in today's video we'll be reviewing the newly added Maddox assault rifle. We'll be covering the stats, viability, and the later provide builds tailored for specific playstyles. First introduced in Black Ops 4, the Maddox is a bullpup assault rifle somewhat based on the Desert Tech MDR, specifically the compact model. It is described as a full auto assault rifle with a fast fire rate and a large ammo pool. Let's talk about the damage first. This is a moderate damage weapon, dealing 28 to 18 damage, which means it'll take 4 to 6 shots to kill. Chest and upper arms deal 10% more damage, while headshots deal 20% extra damage. This means that it's possible to get a 4-shot kill in a 5-shot range if you can hit all chest or upper arm shots, which is somewhat impractical. Fire rate is on the faster side of assault rifles at 723 RPM. This will give it a time to kill of 249 milliseconds in the initial range, which is very competitive and is somewhat comparable to Peacekeeper with a Task Force barrel. However, the range values are below average, with the base 4-shot kill range going up to 16 meters, and it will kill in 5 shots up to 30 meters. While its bullet velocity is identical to the M13 at 900 meters per second, which shouldn't affect hit registration, it can still hinder its consistency at range. Bullet speed is not the only thing that limits it from engaging in longer range gunfights. The recoil magnitude throughout the spray is low within the first 7 shots, going straight up with a slight lean to the right. However, after that, it will start to drift horizontally and become difficult to predict, which means that you can never really get an accurate grouping of shots if you spray the whole magazine. So it's best to finish the opponent within the initial shots to avoid having to deal with the erratic horizontal recoil. Bullet spread accuracy is decent for an assault rifle, having an in-game score of 20 or 6.5 on the 11-point scale. This is on par with weapons such as the BK-57 and the M4. However, the initial spread is noticeably worse than the other assault rifles, so you should not be challenging longer range gunfights. Mobility is on the faster side of assault rifles, with a base movement speed at 4.84 meters per second when walking and 6.29 meters per second for sprinting. The strafing speed is 3.05 meters per second, which is slightly slower than guns like a Type 25 and a Peacekeeper. ADS time is slower than your typical aggressive assault rifles at 255 milliseconds, which is similar to guns like the KM44 and the Krig 6. Sprint to fire and sprint to ADS times are average at 150 milliseconds and 100 milliseconds respectively. The Black Ops style Gunsmith system allows it to boost handling stats further. The drop time is unexpectedly slow for an aggressive assault rifle at 283 milliseconds, and the same goes for its race time at 367 milliseconds, which can kind of be a hindrance when you need to swap to or from your secondary. The base magazine has 40 rounds in it with 160 in reserve, which is larger than the average, and the largest magazine boosts the magazine size to 60 rounds. The reload time is average, taking 1.43 seconds, although the empty reload is oddly faster, taking only 1.3 seconds to complete. In terms of base stats, the Maddox has a competitive overall time to kill and mobility while having a larger than average magazine size. However, the recoil hinders the ability to take longer range gunfights, therefore it's best to use the Maddox as a close to medium range weapon similar to guns like the Type 25 or the Peacekeeper. The most unique thing about this weapon are its unique barrels, as they help to augment its performance significantly. The first barrel is the flashguard barrel, which increases range slightly, removes muzzle flash, and offers some noticeable recoil reduction, at a cost of 10% bullet spread accuracy. This barrel is a great option if you want some recoil reduction without using the recoil reducing grips. The light muzzle brake barrel reduces horizontal recoil significantly, however it gives an equally significant vertical recoil penalty. This is probably the worst barrel out of all the available options, as it doesn't help the gun outside of the horizontal recoil. Next is the reinforced heavy barrel, which increases range by 33% and bullet velocity by about 300 meters per second, at the cost of some strafing speed. This barrel is really good for boosting the weapon's versatility, which is an issue. The best choice if you're okay with a lack of suppressor. The monolithic suppressor increases range by 25%, reduces recoil by 10%, and provides sound suppression, but at a cost of 72 meters per second bullet velocity and a hefty 15% bullet spread accuracy penalty. This is the only option if you want a suppressor. And the last one is the unique Echo Fire mod, which is really special. It converts the weapon into a 2-round burst, and this did get changed in a recent update, so we'll be covering the newly updated version. While the shots to kill remain the same at 4 to 6 shots to kill, the bursts come out insanely fast, with a fire rate of 2,143 RPM. This is roughly double that of the Fennec, making the bursts feel like single shots, and each has a burst delay of 111 milliseconds, which is the shortest out of all the burst weapons. However, it removes the upper armor's multiplier and adds a negative leg multiplier, which means that you can only consistently 2-burst kill up to 8 meters, as landing a single leg shot in the second range will result in a 3-burst kill. Not to mention that it greatly increases the vertical kick, which can be difficult to use at longer ranges. While the close range time to kill potential is great, it is not exactly worth the high punishment, poor range, and harsh recoil. The Maddox also has unique grips, which are essentially underbarrel foregrips and rear grips combined into a single attachment slot. The sturdy grip greatly reduces recoil and flinch at the cost of some strafing speed. This is best used with the Echo Fire mod, as it is the only attachment available that helps vertical recoil, although it is still a great option on a base gun if you want to reduce the horizontal recoil. The fast grip reduces aim down sight time by 51 milliseconds, but increases sprint to fire time by 20 milliseconds. This grip is viable if you only want aim down sight time reduction, which isn't of much use on a Maddox. The lightweight grip improves horizontal recoil while trading base movement speed for sprinting speed. This one is not particularly useful as you do lose out on combat mobility, which is important for an aggressive weapon. The hollow grip is debatably the best option as it helps amplify the weapon's aggressive nature, improving combat mobility, and reduces aim down sight time by 26 milliseconds at a cost of 15% bullet spread accuracy. The Task Force grip and the Task Force Quickshot grip give sizable reductions to horizontal recoil, hit flinch, and ADS time. However, they completely destroy mobility and sprint to fire time, which does not make them worthwhile options as you're making it easy to use while having limited choice of attachments to either boost the range or keep you concealed for ranged fights. So they hurt you a lot, while boosting something that is not of much use. Now, next onto the magazine attachments, the Extended Mag A increases magazine size to 60, which is larger than the largest extended mag you would find on the other assault rifles, but greatly hurts reload time, adding almost half a second to the reload. The Fast Extended Mag A increases capacity to 58, only 2 runs less, and reduces reload time by 0.29 seconds. But it significantly increases ADS time by 45 milliseconds, which makes it not a viable option. The Fast Reload reduces reload time by 0.36 seconds with no downsides, and is also a solid option to use if you don't need a bigger magazine size. The last magazine is the Black Ops Fast Reloader, which has a stronger reload time reduction of 0.5 seconds, but your magazine size reduced to 30, which isn't exactly worth it. Now that we have covered all of the unique attachments, we can finally get into the build. Starting with a reinforced heavy barrel to boost range and bullet velocity, agile stock for mobility and handling, sturdy grip to reduce recoil and flinch, aim assist laser for bullet spread accuracy, and finally the Extended Mag A for bigger magazine size. If you want concealment, swap the reinforced heavy barrel for the monolithic silencer barrel, and if you want more mobility, you can swap the sturdy grip for the hollow grip instead. When it comes to performance in Battle Royale, the base weapon works quite well as a sniper support, albeit not the best, because you're quite limited to close to medium range engagements because of the poor bullet spread accuracy. While Echo Fire seems really tempting as the close range time to kill is absurdly fast, it is not practical or reliable due to the harsh punishment, recoil, and damage drop-off. Hence, I would recommend the build start with a reinforced heavy barrel for range and bullet velocity again, Extended Mag A for the largest magazine size, 5mW combat laser for hipfire accuracy, sturdy grip for recoil and flinch improvements, and optic of preference or sleight of hand. The recommended mods are Precise Shot, Extended Mag, and Long Range. Overall, the Maddox has great base stats such as competitive time to kill, great mobility, and sufficient accuracy similar to the Peacekeeper. However, it is held in check by the absence of muzzle attachments and underbarrel attachments, which limits your option in terms of builds. Despite this, it is a solid off-meta option that is easy to use and very refreshing. And that covers just about everything. What are your opinions on the Maddox? Feel free to tell us in the comments, and if you find this video helpful, you can like and subscribe. Going Dog.